In this lecture, let us discuss about coreference resolution, which is a task in NLP to determine when two or more expressions in a text refer to same entity. This is important for understanding context, for resolving ambiguities and improving various NLP applications such as machine translation, question answering, and text summarization. So consider this text. Alice went to the park. She enjoyed the fresh air. So here this she refers to Alice. And coreference resolution helps in identifying this relationship. Types of coreference resolution. Coreference resolution involves identifying different types of references in a text. And the first one is pronominal coreference. It resolves pronouns to their antecedents. Example is Tom loves programming, his pens are coding. So here this word he refers to Tom. Then nominal coreference occurs when two different noun phrases refer to same entity. So if you take these two sentences, the president gave a speech, the leader of the nation addressed the economy. So both of them refers to the same entity, president. So the president refers to the leader of the nation. Then third one is demonstrative coreference. When demonstrative pronouns like this, that, these, those refer to previous entity, that is nothing but demonstrative coreference. So here example, Anna baked a cake that made her happy. So here this term that, it refers to baking a cake. So which made Anna happy? Baking a cake. Next one is event coreference. Occurs when different expressions refers to same event. So if you take this sentence, the earthquake caused massive destruction. The disaster left thousands homeless. So we can identify an event coreference between earthquake caused massive destruction and the disaster. Okay. So here earthquake and disaster, both of them refer to same event. Earthquake is the original event trigger, whereas disaster is another mention of same event using a different term. And here the second sentence, it does not explicitly repeat earthquake but refers back to it using semantically related term. And coreference resolution system should correctly link earthquake as well as disaster as referring to the same real world event, which requires understanding that earthquake is a type of disaster which involves semantic reasoning and contextual understanding. Then bridging coreference. Bridging coreference occurs when a noun phrase refers to something that is not explicitly mentioned but is inferentially related to previously mentioned entity. So, unlike direct coreference where two phrases refer to the same entity, that is John and he, bridging coreference links two related but distinct entities. So, here this a book is an antecedent in the first sentence, and the cover in the second sentence is it's an anaphora. So, even though this cover is not explicitly mentioned in the first sentence, we refer that the cover belongs to the book because books typically have covers. So, this inference relies on world knowledge, our understanding that books and covers are conceptually related. Approaches to coreference resolution. Coreference resolution is the task of identifying different expressions in a text that refer to same entity or event. And rule-based approaches use predefined linguistic rules, heuristics, and syntactic patterns to resolve coreference. These methods rely on grammar rules, pronoun resolution heuristics, and lexical matching rather than statistical learning. So here it uses handcrafted linguistic rules and relies on syntactic and positional heuristics. And the algorithm used is Hobbes' algorithm, which is a statistical approach that resolves pronouns by searching for closest noun phrase in the parse tree. So we already saw this point before. Second one is machine learning based approaches. Machine learning based coreference resolution involves training models on labeled datasets to predict coreference links between mentions in text. These models learn patterns from data instead of relying on manually crafted rules, making them more flexible and scalable. The steps involved here are first, mention detection will be done, that is, identifying all possible mentions like pronouns, named entities, noun phrases from the text. Then, feature engineering is done, where linguistic features are extracted in order to train a classifier. So, here the features can be either lexical features, syntactic features, semantic, or contextual features. And supervised learning. So, training models like decision trees, support vector machines, and CRFs, they can be used. And there are few limitations for this machine learning based models. It because it requires manual feature engineering, which is labor intensive, and it do not generalize well to unseen text also. In the same way, just like this machine learning based approaches, we have few disadvantages for rule based approaches also, because rule based approach works well for structured sentences but fails in complex cases and also lacks adaptability across domains. So, as these two methods are having problems, these deep learning based approaches were introduced. So, deep learning based approaches uses neural networks, transformers, and attention mechanisms. And best examples are end-to-end coreference model, which uses bidirectional LSTMs and attention to resolve references. And also span-BERT, a transformer-based approach that improves span representations. So the main advantage of this deep learning based approach is it handles complex sentence structures, learns context better than rule based models, and it even works across multiple domains without requiring handcrafted rules. Then co-reference resolution pipeline. First step is text pre-processing. So before co-reference resolution, the text needs to be pre-processed, which includes tokenization, which means splitting the text into words. Then sentence segmentation, identifying sentence boundaries. Next, the parts of speech tagging, where nouns, verbs, pronouns are identified. Then named entity recognition, which is nothing but identifying people, places, organizations, etc. So if you take this input, Alice went to the park, she enjoyed the fresh air. So first tokenization will be done on this, and then sentence segmentation will be done. So which is nothing but identifying sentence boundaries. And after that, nouns, pronouns, verbs are identified from the sentence, and also named entity recognition will be done. Second one is mention detection. The system identifies noun phrases, pronouns, or named entities that might be co-referent. So here, types of mentions include named entities like John, Microsoft, Paris, or definite noun phrases like the boy, the company, indefinite noun phrases like a man, an engineer, pronouns like he, she, it, then demonstrative pronouns like this, that, these, those. So all of these are nothing but mentions only. So if you take this example, Sarah is a doctor, she works at a hospital. So mentions detected are, so Sarah is detected as a proper noun and she is detected as a pronoun. Then feature extraction, extract the relevant linguistic features to determine co-reference links. So if you take gender and number agreement, so here he should refer to male entity according to this gender. And syntactic position, subject pronouns are likely to refer to previous subjects. Semantic similarity, the US president and Joe Biden, so both of them refer to same person. So that is nothing but semantic similarity. In distance, pronouns typically refer to most recent mentions. So see this example. Lisa met Tom at the cave. He ordered coffee. So first, Extract features. So we can use this first one, that is gender. So you can see this Lisa is a female and Tom is a male. So they were identified during this feature analysis phase. And step 4 is coreference resolution model. At this stage, an algorithm determines which mentions refer to the same entity. So rule based approach, Hobbes' algorithm, which uses syntax tree traversal to find antecedents, is used here. And the sentences Anna loves music, she plays the violin. So here, this she refers to most recent noun phrase, that is Anna. And centroid based approaches are used here, which assigns salient scores to mentions and select the highest. Then machine learning approach example using classifier like decision trees, CRF, support vector machines, etc. Here, the first input features are extracted like gender, number, distance, syntax. So all these are input features. So if you take the sentence, he refers to John according to this feature gender. Then a deep learning approach example. Here we have deep learning approaches like end-to-end neural coreference resolution, which uses attention-based deep learning, or transformer models like BERT, SpanBERT, which uses contextual embeddings. So using this SpanBERT based transformer, the model predicts entity clusters. So once the coreference relations are determined, what will be done? Mentions are grouped into clusters. So if you take this example, Barack Obama was the US president. Obama served 2 terms. Okay. So output cluster will be Barack Obama and Obama. So here Obama refers to Barack Obama only. Both of them are same. So they'll be placed in one output cluster. Step 5 is post processing and output. After coreference resolution, results may require refinement like handling incorrect links, which is nothing but removing incorrect coreference links, or improving coreference chains, or integrating external knowledge using knowledge bases like WordNet for better accuracy. And there's a final step where these resolved entities are arranged in structured form. So if you take this example, Mary went to the store, she bought some apples. So here you can see two clusters. So in the first one, Mary and she. So this word she refers to Mary. In the second cluster, we placed apples and some. So the word some refers to apples.